Nigeria. It's a pleasure to have you join us on News Express. A fresh political controversy is unfolding ahead of the 2027 presidential election after the presidency publicly questioned the credibility of Peter Obi's reported promise to serve only one term if elected president under the Nigerian Democratic Congress platform. The criticism came from Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, who challenged Obi's political consistency and argued that Nigerians should carefully examine his political history before trusting his latest pledge. His comments has triggered intense national debate, with supporters and critics of Obi offering sharply different interpretations of what the one-term promise really means politically. At the center of the controversy is the growing importance of regional balance and zoning ahead of the 2027 election. According to reports, the NDC recently zoned their presidential ticket to the south for a single-term arrangement, with plans for power to rotate back to the north in 2031. The arrangement is widely seen as part of a broader strategy to reassure northern political stakeholders that supporting a southern candidate in 2027 will not disrupt future regional power expectations. The reported understanding has become even more politically significant because of the growing alliance between Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, who are expected to contest on a joint ticket under the NDC platform. For many political observers, the one-term discussion is therefore not simply about personal commitment, but about coalition trust and the delegate negotiations required to maintain opposition unity across regions. It is this exact point that Onanuga targeted in his remarks. In a post shared on X, the presidential aide argued that Obi's past political movements raise questions about whether his current promise should be trusted. He referenced Obi's earlier association with the All Progressive Grand Alliance and claimed that the former Anambra governor has previously pledged loyalty to the party before later leaving it. According to Onanuga, Obi's political history demonstrates a pattern of changing alliances that critics believe undermines confidence in his current comments. The comments immediately generated widespread reactions online because they touch one of the most sensitive political issues ahead of 2027, which is trust. In Nigerian politics, coalition building often depends heavily on personal assurances, informal understandings, and strategic commitments between political actors. A one-term agreement, especially in a country deeply conscious of regional power balance, carries enormous political weight. This is why questions surrounding Obi's promise are now becoming central to broader conversations about opposition credibility and electoral strategy. Supporters of Obi strongly rejected the presidency's criticism. Many argue that political movement between parties is common in Nigerian politics and should not be automatically be interpreted as dishonesty. According to this perspective, changing parties often reflects evolving political realities, ideological disagreements, or strategic repositioning rather than personal betrayal. Others also accuse the ruling establishment of attempting to weaken growing opposition momentum ahead of 2027 by creating doubt around Obi's credibility. Supporters believe the focus on his political history reflects rising concern within ruling cycles about the increasing visibility of opposition alliances and the possibility of stronger coalition politics in the next election cycle. Another reason the debate has become so intense is because the one-term promise itself is politically strategic. Northern political stakeholders have historically remained highly sensitive to zoning arrangements and power rotation agreements. By reportedly presenting the presidency as a single southern term before returning power to the north in 2031, the NDC appears to be attempting to reduce regional political anxiety and attract broader northern support. Political analysts say this strategy reflects the realities of Nigerian electoral politics, where regional trust and balance remain critical factors in coalition building. Elections in Nigeria are rarely determined by popularity alone. They are heavily influenced by alliances capable of balancing regional expectations, party structures, and political negotiations. At the same time, critics argue that one-term promises are difficult to generate politically because circumstances can change dramatically once leadership assumes office. Nigerian political history contains multiple examples of shifting political calculations, evolving alliances, and constitutional debates that alter earlier expectations. This explains why some observers remain skeptical whenever political leaders make long-term pledges tied to future succession arrangements. The controversy also highlights how much the political atmosphere ahead of 2027 is already intensifying despite campaigns still being relatively far away. Political actors are increasingly focusing not only on policies and governance, but also on narratives, on credibility, and on public perception. Every statement, every alliance, every strategic promise is now being carefully examined for both political meaning and hidden complications. Social media has amplified the debate dramatically. Supporters from rival political camps are using online platforms to either defend Obi's political flexibility or attack what they describe as inconsistency. Clips, old statements, and historical political movements are now being recalculated widely as different groups attempt to shape public interpretations of Obi's political journey. At a deeper level, the debate reveals a broader issue facing Nigerian politics itself. Politicians frequently move between parties, alliances shift rapidly, and coalition negotiations often require strategic compromises. Yet, voters increasingly demand consistency. They demand accountability and reality from leadership. Balancing those expectations is becoming one of the defining challenges of modern Nigerian politics. The presidency's intervention also signals that the ruling establishment is paying very close attention to opposition realignment ahead of 2027. The emergence of stronger coalition discussions among opposition figures appears to be reshaping political calculations across the country. Questions about zoning, about trust, and about regional balance are therefore likely to remain central to national political conversations over the coming months. For now, The controversy surrounding Obi's one-term promise has already achieved something politically important. It has transformed what may have initially appeared to be a strategic coalition arrangement into a major national debate about credibility, political history, and the future structure of opposition politics in Nigeria. Nigerian politics promises are rarely judged by the words themselves. They are judged by history, by perception, and whether voters believe political ambition can truly be separated from power once it is finally within reach. For more updates and in-depth analysis, stay with us on News Express. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.